topic about
AADT.
Digital textbook.
Can you show me the questions, please?
So the first question, personalized learning and equity. How can AI digital textbook effectively personalize learning for each student while ensuring equitable access to quality education regardless of socioeconomic background? Artificial intelligence digital textbook is well known for its personalized learning. Like every student can learn by their own speed. Like for example, several students learn slowly, several of them fastly, several of them need extra attention, or several of them extra need something, or they want to develop their own skills. So it's implemented for that, so each student can learn by their own personal speed, own style of learning, and that's why aids were implemented. I think it's very good if each school implement aids, their students can learn effectively than the traditional one. Like traditional textbook cannot be implemented for each student's speed. It for whole class, not for individuals. How do you think?
I agree with you that the traditional textbooks are not for the individuals because they have some kind of knowledge which one have known. The another one is not known about this kind of information. For this, the AADT is very good version for the students who want to learn by self in the individual type of the education, learning, because AADT have the all sections, all kind of topics which the students want to prefer to learning. For this, I agree with you.
So what about you? I agree that it's well access for each student individually, and also I want to say that AIDT will give immediately feedback, because if we don't have AIDT, teacher should say to each student with several time, because giving feedback it takes many times to say every student, but with help of AADT, student can just show their feedback just by their laptops on program, and I think it's one of the most good powerful benefit of AADT.
Yeah, I agree with all of you that AADT is beneficial for all students, because students they are different, all students different, and some of them struggle with some topics. Maybe, for example, they need additional tasks or additional explanation for this topic, and thanks for AADT, they can be provided additional tasks or explanation, and to completely understand the particular topic. But for students who comprehend the topic or information very quickly, they can make another task more, how can I say, more advanced tasks, because they already completed the easiest one, and they can just move on to advanced one,
Hardest one.
yeah. So I think it is beneficial for all students, so they can just go through, like education, like by learning by according their capability. So yeah.
Next question. Okay, next question. Teacher roles and adaptation. How will AI digital textbooks change the role of teachers, and what kind of training and support will they need to adapt to this new educational landscape?
I think the teacher's role is very crucial because the teacher is a guide who will teach how to use the aids professionally, and of course when the aids will implement it fully and all students are used to it, teacher's role gonna be lower than the aids. At that time, maybe teachers will need another some crucial things to do than just training. Why aids will be higher than the teacher? Because it's more effective than the teachers. Because even you're gaining feedback from the teacher, you have to wait. Like there is a lot of people, students in the class, so teacher cannot give everyone at the same time. But aids can give immediately feedback, so that's why the teacher's role can be lower in the future.
Yeah, and it will give negative effect because teacher status will be decreased because students when they use digital textbook, they will ask them instead of teacher. Yeah, this will be really crucial problem, and in this problem, how can we solve? I think it will depends on teacher, how she will control the class, how she will defect to the students, because she should be like the main whose students will ask. And I think in that teacher should be more think about it when AIDT completely flew to the classroom devices.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the teacher, if the teacher used the AIDT in the classroom, he or she must know how it works. How teacher must know how it works, because if the teacher are just ask the question not correct for AIDT for the listen for the lessons, it can give the incorrect information or task for the students, and for this it can be worse for the students and of course himself and for the teachers of course. And for this I want to say the AIDT is not perfect already. The AIDT have some kind of aspects which is must to develop for the nowadays, and but if the AIDT come for just come for the lessons and useless, it's more useless than teachers. The teachers of course the status are maybe low, but I prefer more traditional teachers method for the educate students for the middle school more, because for the middle school AIDT is more harder because they do not understand how the AIDT works, and the teachers are not only the person who educate them, it's only the person who just know the feelings of the students, what they are feeling, and the students can come for the teacher and ask some kind of questions about their own self feelings or no emotions. Yeah, for this AIDT have no emotions, and I think that yeah, if AIDT come for the education nowadays, it can be very crucial differences between nowadays teaching method. Yeah.
So yeah, it's also about distraction of students, because I agree with you, it will be difficult to for teachers, to control the class, to manage them, because they can go to another website or just play the game during the class, and it will be hard to control and their status. I mean, the teacher status will be in low level, and because in this case, students will play the like role as a guider or facilitator, but not a direct provider of information like this, and students just see the teachers not as a teachers. Maybe I don't know how how they will consider the teacher, but because of AADT will play the role as a real teacher, because the full information in this textbook and the explanation task and all even feedback is all in this device, and the role of teachers will be changed, and they should adapt to this.
I think in this point, teacher should be in good relationship with students, and she should be ready anytime.
So the next one, data privacy and security. What measures are necessary to protect student data privacy and security in AI digital textbook systems, and how can trust be built among students, parents, and educators? This is what you said. Teachers should be should find the connection with students. Also, parents. I don't know the relation between them.
Data privacy.
As I said in my presentation, United States struggles with data privacy using AIDS, because all the data of students, how their proficiency, their speed of learning, their scores are in the website. So if there's their peers know their passwords, they can easily see and maybe make fun of each of them because of the score. So they struggle with this problem. I think they need better protection for this security, and they make this better version of that website to protect their data.
Not fully understand what does it mean, data privacy. What kind of data?
In the website in AIDS, there is the data of students' name, about family,
Information.
scores, subjects, how many scores did they get on the exams, all the information about the student. So if someone knows the password, they can easily look through and get all information. There maybe even can be address, their home, and everything. So that's why.
I think that the AI must what kind of website, for example, we have the Hero, in our university, and for this, we already can look through if we just know for the students is the password. For this, I think, ID, if you know. For this, I think that, of course, it's not good, really, and if the students have some competition, and of course, it might be some kind of trauma for this, and I think that the director who did this kind of website must to make some kind of system for that the student cannot maybe when he already opened the website for the own link, he must already every day change the password, already have not one password, maybe already when he just wanted to see he already himself score, already change the password like kind of system, because it's about positive thing. I don't know how we just make it more protected. Yeah, I don't know. The makers must to make some kind of things which would solve this kind of problem.
I think
In this case,
I think this university system is good.
Ah,
You have to get into the website through the Google Assistant.
yeah,
They- The password changes every 10 seconds, so I think
Authenticator. Yeah, this kind of things we already wants to change for our
Yeah.
country's university system.
so yeah, I wanted to talk about it. Like the system of this university is pretty good because this like in when you enter to this website, like it's about your login and password is the same every day. But when you like make a password and then just turn the
Bottom.
bottom, they ask about your authenticator, and this is good because so you have app and just because other students can know your password but not know about your like the number in your authenticator.
Yeah.
So good.
What will we do if we don't have authentication?
So I think we should implement it for our education
Yeah.
system. If we want AADT.
we should bring
Yeah.
this system to our university.
Yeah.
So the fifth question, digital literacy and the critical thinking. How can AI digital textbooks promote digital literacy and the critical thinking skills rather than simply reinforcing rote memorization?
Yeah, how can I say that already the students who already use the AIDT, they have some kind lost their critical thinking and the creativity.
Yeah.
Because of why? Because there are just ask the question all about, for example, the different things. For example, for the lessons topic, for the already himself some kind of problem, he must ask for this, and the AI gives answer and how to solve this problem. And of course, they're not thinking about this.
Yeah.
And for this, there are just low their problem solving skills. Big for this, for example, if he's not already on phone and he cannot ask for the AI, and he must solve the problem himself, and he's not do this because he just low his critical thinking and the problem solving skills, and of course it's very bad. And for this, I want to say that the traditional method are made better because in our traditional method for the teaching, we have some kind of tasks for improving our critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, task-based learning, which we must to solve this kind of problems, in the tasks. And for this, we can develop our skills. But AI, of course, it's very comfortable. It's very easy to make it more more faster, but it's not good for in the future if you must to be employer maybe in the future. You must to know how to solve this kind of problems in the future.
In this case, I want to suggest that using AADT is very beneficial for understanding the topic. So I suggest to just like learn about the topic and then like researching, like just reading, like understanding the topic completely, and then make activity in the class. And the teacher role will be not so changed as if it would be just full learning in AADT.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of very good method because we can use AIDT for the 1+ research for the teacher. He can use it kind of textbook for the AI textbooks for the more information to giving more information for the students.
I think the question is how we can improve the critical skills by using AI digital textbooks. Though I think the AI digital textbooks exercises are more engaging than the traditional ones. There's pictures, there's quizzes, and so on. But how we can do it like the system, it's not available for copy and paste to the ChatGPT and the asking. Like every student can copy and just ask the answer. But I think at schools we have to do the kind of website when you enter, you cannot enter another site. Only that site and that's it. You cannot enter until you finish. So that's how we can make students do it by themselves. Also, we have to include open questions, like problem-solving questions. What would you do in that situation, and that will improve their critical skills. So not allowing them to use another AI to give the answer easily. Also implementing open-minded questions.
Or situational tasks.
Yes, I agree with Ayhan that I think in this case teacher's role very important because she should explain how to use AIDT. Like we can use for feedback, we can use for researching, but she should say that we should use it for everything, like doing homeworks, doing like writing essays. We should not use AI, we should do it by yourself. And because it will cause the problems like students will not use their brain, like they will not think. It's really problematic. And in this case how can we improve critical thinking skills by AIDT? I don't know. I don't see any beneficial part from AIDT in this case. So I don't think that it will helpful.
Yeah, I really agree with you because the students, if we can, if the teacher say not doing, not for example, ask the answer for the AIDT, yeah, but students already asked the answer from the AIDT. They are not really listening for the teachers and this kind of thing. And for this, I think that AIDT maybe can improve the critical thinking for the high school students, for the students who have for the 18, for the 18, for the 20 age students, can maybe improve their critical thinking by the giving some kind of tasks for this, but not for the there's high students. For it's good for the college university students, but not for the high middle school students, because they are not really listen for the teacher, and they already ask because there are the kids children who are just not understand it. They think just the answer like this. They are not really think that it's important for themselves. Yeah.
So let's move on to another question.
Assessment and feedback. How can AI digital textbook provide more accurate and timely assessment and feedback to students, and how this be used to improve learning outcomes?
I think the AIDS is popular for its immediately feedback, because when they're passing the test and their scores are already available, and doing the quizzes, they can immediately get a feedback. But from the teacher, they have to wait, because teacher cannot do it immediately. They have to check and write the feedback for each student. Of course, it will take time, but AIDS can give a feedback immediately. So I think it's the one of the best beneficial side of AIDS.
Yeah, and AIDT will helpful on the time when it's tests, quizzes, when it's like let's say that with writing, with essays, but they can't give feedback about improving your learning skills. Like when you are learning some language, you can't take feedback about it, and in this case teachers feedback is more better.
But nowadays AI have some kind of audio technology. Yeah, they can, for example, think like ChatGPT. Can you check my pronunciation? And they can already give the feedback and check your pronunciation.
They can easily
But-
check the essay also.
Yeah, he said that essay is good for the feedback, giving feedback AI, but not for the learning. For example, English, how to say the languages. But nowadays, some of the AI, these AIs have this kind of how it is called, the skill, to have the audio, and we can, for example, writing and take the picture and send for him and then check. And I think that nowadays the AI have already all skills for the giving feedback.
For instance, you presented your presentation, and in this term AIDT will have giving feedback.
If you are just take the video of your presentation, but it's for the according a lack of the access to using inequality for the access. Already the ChatGPT, this kind of ChatGPT, which we have for example 20 minutes presentation, if you want to send, it's already say that it's a ChatGPT plus. You must pay for this, and it's really hard for the students, because already no students have some kind of money for the each month pay for the ChatGPT, and think that. And for this, I think that for the presentation, it's teachers better, because it's already think that all of the mistakes in your, for example, gestures, speaking, and some kind of things. Yeah.
Sixth question. Do you want to read?
Addressing digital divide. How can the government and school address the digital divide and ensure that all students have access to the necessary technology and internet connectivity for AI digital textbook?
I think it will be very challenging to give all of the students, all of the school, the guide, the
Digital device.
digital device. Maybe it will be challenging at first, but then when they get all of them, it will be good.
Especially in rural areas, because maybe for the big cities it will be accessible, but for rural area I think they will be provided like later than city.
Even they have given the right digital tools, they have good internet for working that, so it will be challenging.
We need to start from internet.
First internet, then gadgets.
So, and it's about finance, like government should
Yeah.
provide a lot of finance for this, and maybe due to it taxes like will be increased because of, you know, so they need additional money for this. And especially, for example, if schools provide, for example, a school provide children, like students, like these devices, where is the guarantee that students can apply, like can use it without, you know, ruining it, or without damaging, like without damage? Do you know what I mean? Like
Without
any, for example, students can accidentally, you know, ruin it,
Broke the
broke it, yeah.
gadget.
And so, what they should do in this like situation?
if they were very small, like small children, you mean? Or
maybe even it can happen in for like with middle or high school students. So they have to pay, of course,
Yeah.
but if they do not have opportunity to pay, like because of their backgrounds, you know.
I think it's their problem because their child is broken, not the
your
parents,
parents.
not the school's
Yeah.
problem.
Mm.
Parents should pay for the broken thing.
Mm.
Next question.
Content.
Can you read, please?
Content creation and the curation. Who will be responsible for the creating and the curating of the content of the AI digital textbooks, and how the quality or the accuracy be ensured?
I think the content creator, of course, it's a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, they create all the content, all the test subjects, entertaining task, and then implement into the website to make the better grades.
Yeah.
No one is better than teachers.
Sure, of
Know
course.
how to do it.
Of course, because teacher, because it's a human. Human already thinks about this kind of thing. Or only a human can create the, of course, AI. Just AI by creating, but human. So already the human are creating all the things, and the creating part is for, of course, for the teachers. They can do all the thing, and then can send for the websites.
The teacher knows like what kind of tasks interesting for children, suitable for their age level, and so
Yeah,
on.
because the person analyze the each student are AI cannot do this kind of things, and of course the students can do this.
Yeah, but sometimes teachers can also use AI to to engage students and do it more interesting.
Maybe the teacher can ask the advice for how can we just maybe I don't know how can make it more creative, but already the content will be, you know, main part will be created by the teacher, and then he can ask how we just make it more creative than like this, I think.
8. Impact on student engagement and motivation. Will AI digital textbooks increase students' engagement and motivation, or will they lead to increased screen time and decreased social interaction? Maybe it will depend on a student, their personality. If they kind of student who keen on learning, wants to know in everything, interesting things, they love to study, of course they will get the only beneficial side. Of course their motivation will be increased by the engaging aids tools. But if the students are not likely to do study, of course they will just lose their eyesight and just lose their motivation too. Also, of course, it will lead them to isolation. Like they will gonna think, I need only my gadget, not the other people, and then they will be socially weak. They're gonna lose their skills to kind of say face to face.
So it also depends on teachers because what content they provide for students. Is it interesting? Is it engageable? Or is it, I don't know, like, is there any activities for engaged students and like catch their attention? Yeah, and for example, even the most noisiest students, like the who makes the noise in the class, they can be engaged if the tasks or activities are interesting and like, you know, and even with AADT, if a teacher will create interesting content, maybe it will be good for them. And about increasing screen time, of course there will be increase in screen time, because if like without like in, yeah, for example, without school they use like gadgets, like devices in their home or other places, and with AADT, of course, or they will use it even in school because of studying, because of education. And about less interaction, about interaction with other people, yeah, as you said, it depends on student. Like if this student introvert or extrovert, like maybe devices are not so how can I say crucial, it's not so yeah for them, because they need social interaction. Yeah, and of course like teacher can create the environment of connection, you know, between students, like by doing activity like communication, like CLT, like yeah, like this. So yeah, well, what do you think, or we can move on to the next question? Do you want to add something? Okay.
Okay, ninth question: accessibility for diverse learners. How can AI digital textbooks be designed to be accessible to students with disabilities or learning differences?
It's also famous for the diverse learning. Like they can be easily suitable for the speed, also for the type of learners, like disabled students too. They can be implemented by teaching by pictures or sounds or videos if they cannot move their body too.
Yeah, in this case, AI is a very powerful gadget to this kind of students.
Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe there are so many students with this kind of problem stay at home, and the teachers cannot come for their home to the teaching, and for this the parents can pay for the limited version of the AI, and for this this kind of AI have already all skills for the education, all skills which can use the student, and he can, and the parents can help for them for the use this kind of AI for the learning, and not to decrease his level, the knowledge level. Yeah, I think the AI is very good in this way, because some, of course, the teachers are so already human, and they maybe have some no time, or they have no ability for this, and the AI is very good. Yeah.
Can you watch the time? How many minutes left?
20 minutes left. 22.
So
Next question, or do you want to can you read?
so tense one, yeah. Cost effectiveness and sustainability. Are AI digital textbooks are cost effective and sustainable long-term investment for the Korean education system? Cost effective? What does it mean? I'm not familiar.
Like even if it costs expensive, it's effective.
Like if it's like more expensive, like more effective, like this, and less
No,
expensive.
like even it's expensive, it's effective.
Oh, I got it.
So what do you think?
Maybe yes, because sustainable for long term, of course, because AIDS can be easily changed by like data revision. If there is new information, new data, you can easily just change it and implement, start a new version. But the traditional textbooks, of course, you have to wait like each year. You have to print, and all the paper. Of course, I think it will cost more. Like each year for one data information.
And print also. Yeah,
Mm.
I agree. Maybe if you pay for just one, just
Just once, you
Yeah.
can use it long.
Yeah.
But by book, like you have to buy it by
and recreate it, rewrite it.
It's already about ecology.
ecology.
Because there's so many, we have already so many like papers. Yeah, it's very big textbook. It's already for 200s of the pages. It's already so many papers, so many trees are already discovered.
But what about devices? The production of these devices is also requires like maybe energy, like it also pollute
But
environment.
it's not like digital. It's just website.
Yeah, it's just a website. Yeah.
It's not like
With the link,
digital.
just, yeah.
It's website.
Okay. So
Next question.
next question, yeah.
Ethical considerations of the AI in the education. What are the ethical considerations surrounding the use of the AI in the education? How can potential biases of the unintended consequences by
Mitigate.
Do you use AI in education?
What is biases?
Maybe by the ethical consideration they mean that our personal ethical skills, like when in your classroom you greet the teacher,
Like morality?
yeah, show your respect. But then it's you just enter and then don't say nothing and then you just do your work. Maybe they gonna lose their ethical consideration, forget about the traditional.
Yeah, because AI is not a human. The only human have already ethical considerations, but not the computer. Of course, yeah. If the students are just use AI more, they will lose their ethical considerations already, and
But there's teacher, so they can just do these things like greeting or something else like in class, and also use the AI to to learn.
for students who are not already doing without the teachers.
Without teach, but AADT is with teachers, no?
No. For example, in the previous question, differences, learning differences, disabilities, with students with disabilities. They have no teacher. They already have only for this kind of students what we can make.
For
But the parents are not giving this kind of things. Ethical things, because it's already for the teachers. If the teachers are educated for the ethical considerations.
But they will use AADT only when they are teaching and not whole day, just time when they are learning, teaching. But after it, they will communicate with other people, so I think it will not lose ethical considerations.
Maybe,
So, I think we have 5 minutes, yes?
Yeah. Maybe one question. I like the 15th question. The impact on the private education market. How will AI digital textbooks affect the private education market in Korea? Will it increase the need for hackathons or decrease the need? How do you think?
As Professor said before, it will decrease the hackathons. Yeah, because most of students will use only AIDT because it provides it cover all of their needs. Like they explain the topic, they can provide additional tasks.
Check
Everything is here,
Yeah.
and the needs of like Hagwons or tutors maybe now they can just how can I say they can just not use them like they are
Yeah.
I mean
Like,
Not to pay for the hard ones already.
Yeah.
Just
because they already paid for
the
AIDT.
but for some students they need teachers because can be students who like how to say low accepting information, like who needs more help from someone, like when they learning something. I think in this case
Yeah, maybe some AI are not good at how presenting for the topic, and the students need the teacher who
Yeah.
already can to provide the all aids, yeah, outlines of the topic and understand the topic, because of course my AI I think just read the text which is can give, but not for the presenting and the, more in the understandable words, because it's AI, it's just computer website. It's not the human who already speak in the human speaking, yeah, because yeah I think somewhere the students need the humanity, yeah, human speech understanding for the be more effective in the learning face to face, yeah. Already they maybe have not controlled themselves, and for this we need the teachers.
I think private education is better.
But the goal of the AIDS implementing in Korea was like reducing the private tutoring. So they thought that it will be effective for like some of the students are best learners, but they want to be even better, so they go to the private tutoring and then they lose their money on that. But if they can easily learn by themselves and they use the aids, it will be more efficient.
It's also about self-discipline.
Yeah, if the person are not disciplinary, it's so hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even in
Yeah,
private
yeah.
school.
Yeah, of course, because already the person's personality, the person's individual person, just already all person are individual, and we don't know how this person are just affecting this kind of education. So
Is it time?
no, 30 seconds. Yeah, in conclusion, I want to say that AIDT is very good version for the education, but of course they have some kind of challenges, and that for this I think that we the nowadays student the people who just reduce this kind of AIDT must develop our researching to making it more effective and the more understandable and the more better than we have now.
I think we have to balance the aids with traditional textbook.
Yeah, I think so.
So because of using this different system like separately, it doesn't help, because with AIDC you lose like ethic, maybe like how ways like ethic field, I don't know, and like both of them have their own like cons, pros and cons,
Yeah,
and by like
Balancing.
balancing them, it will be more beneficial, more better.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah,
Thank you for this.
Thank you for
thank
this
you for this
conversation. Nice question.